Welcome to Real Estate on Track with Alka and Sanjeev Aneja, the brother-sister duo on ITV Gold. And don't miss our show every Friday at 8 p.m. or catch the repeat on Sunday at 8 p.m. Send in your real estate questions and we will provide live answers. Trust the expertise of On Track Realty, serving clients since 1994. You can also contact them at 732-494-2211. Our seasoned guest, Sanjeev Aneja, the lead broker and owner of On Track Realty, brings a wealth of experience, having served as the past president of Middlesex County Association of Realtors, New Jersey Realtor of the Year, and New Jersey Real Estate Commissioner. His legacy of surpassing client expectations is truly remarkable. Joining him is Alka Aneja, an award-winning salesperson with over 30+ years of experience. As the president of Humbled by Your Service charity and the host of Soul Talks with Alka on YouTube, she adds unique insights to our discussions. Together, they offer valuable real estate insights that you won't want to miss. Once again, welcome Sanjeev ji, welcome Alka to ITV Gold. How are you guys doing today?
We're doing wonderful.
We are great. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. So, let's start today with Alka. I know that the, offer normally has a home inspection contingency. So, my question to you is it important to do an inspection when buying a home?
100%, it is important. Now, this inspection, what a home inspection is the inspector comes in and they check the major components of a house. They'll check structural, mechanical, and systems of the home. And the way today's market is it asks you to waive a certain amount of components for it. That does not mean you waive the inspection, you waive your ask. So you can ask for if anything is structural, safety, or mechanical. However, you cannot ask for anything cosmetic or anything minor. All that said, you should never, ever, ever waive your inspection. Know that the inspector will not be seeing behind walls, but that's a specific specialist coming in to take a look at the home with a more critical eye. If the home is older, a little bit older, make sure you do an oil tank sweep. Make sure you get a sewer line insurance. These things are important because buying a home is easy. Maintaining it is different. We always say that a home is like an elephant and you have to feed it all the time. But you have to begin the feeding with the home inspection. And that is something 100% someone should not waive it.
Right. So see, there are contingencies in a deal. There's a mortgage contingency, there's an inspection contingency. More the contingencies, more the seller is worried about if the deal will close. So many buyers today are saying, well, we will take away the mortgage appraisal contingency and we will take away the inspection contingency subject to certain major things in there. Now, like Alka said, every inspector is not trained to do the major structural thing. So they'll say, I think there's a problem with electrical, call electrical expert. I think there's a problem with HVAC, talk to a major guy, talk to a structural guy. But this guy is your eyes and ears who only does inspections, lives inspections, and tells you what could go wrong, what is wrong, and what could go wrong sometime soon. Like Alka said, never ever waive an inspection. Actually, it's good for seller also that they don't let the inspection get waived. Because otherwise tomorrow the buyer can come and say, well, you didn't disclose that to me. Many sellers don't know that thing either.
You're right.
Good inspection automatically is a barrier, is a guide in between to the buyer, saying there are problems between the home and the seller may not know. Termites in a home, seller doesn't know there are termites in a home, they never got it inspected.
Yeah.
This inspector comes, says, hey, there are termites in the home, there's radon in the home, there is a structural wall crack in the home, the heat exchanger is breaking apart, and there could be carbon monoxide. So there are so many major things that can go wrong. And Alka, like you rightfully said, it's not for cosmetic things.
It's not for cosmetics.
A lot of time people will say, oh, but this tile is broken, this carpet is torn. That's what you see when you were walking through the home and you're making your offer based on that.
Absolutely.
Inspection is to look for things that were not available to our naked eye as a general person.
Right.
So you walk in the home and you see the driveway needs work. the inspector is going to say that, but that cannot become part of the inspection anymore because you could see the driveway is broken when you walked in. Make your offer based on those things that you could already see.
Yes.
Now, people are making higher offers only because they want the home and they're saying, fine, you know what, we'll spend 10,000 more.
So remember, if you don't have a home, you're not going to be able to make a repair. Everybody says, well, I have to spend the money. I always say, if you don't have a home, you'll not be able to spend any money to repair a home. So the first thing is to buy a home. These things are parts. Fixing a furnace, changing the carpeting, painting is parts and components of the house.
Right, and you make your offer based on that to begin with. What happens in competition, we sometimes will make a higher offer.
Right.
And then we start regretting that, look at that, there's another 10,000 expense. We always say, take 2 to 3% as an expense that will be at the home anyhow.
Yeah.
And here's the good thing or bad thing. Let's say you go to a home and the furnace is working, but it's old. It's going to go in a year or two. Now you had to put this expense in there. This furnace is going to be better efficiency and it's going to last for 20, 25 years. Not a bad thing. That's an expense.
Right.
If it was working, you cannot tell them to put a new one. But if it's not working, you're saying, hold on, I'm okay to spend 10,000. Again, you don't want to do it, but there will be times when you will be stuck with it. But again, do not waive the inspection like Alka said.
100%.
The seller shouldn't request it because it's not good for the seller. It puts liability on them, right? Let's say the seller didn't know that there are termites and the buyer said, I'm not doing it, and later on there is a home is infested with termites. Then there's a lawsuit for no reason. So no seller should say buyer should not do an inspection, and no buyer should waive an inspection.
That's right.
Yeah. But
You can do an inspection, you can waive your right to ask. That's different, because if you say, you know what, I'm okay, I love the house, but don't even do that. Like, have it done where it's limited, so that if there's anything major that comes up, you will at least have the right to walk out. Again,
Right.
talk to your real estate professional. We'll be able to guide you as to what is the right way for you to do, right? Because there is one reason to buy a home and then another to put yourself in harm's way, and don't
Right.
do that.
And many times, if it's a major thing, the sellers understand also, so
Yeah.
they will work with you as a buyer. So do the inspection, never waive it, and if anybody guides you and saying waive it, it's okay, not the right guidance.
So I was just wondering, like, what is the cost of a typical home inspection and who pays for it?
The buyer pays for a home inspection, and they can range for a townhome. It's probably like 450, 550, 600.
It depends upon the
Yeah,
package. See, if you're
and
doing
size.
termite and radon and everything, if there's a basement in there, that could be a 650 thing. If you're not doing any of those extras, it could be 450, 500. There's one inspector who may charge 400. There's another inspector who may charge 700 because he's very thorough. There are some inspectors who go there and you are saying, my God, this inspection home can never fail because he never fails a home. He just doesn't, he walks through and says, yeah, it's cold, heating, air conditioning is working. But that's not how you check air conditioning.
Yeah.
So you may be paying a little higher for a better inspector, but that $200-300 more is really worth it. Now that doesn't mean if you pay more, you get a better inspector. That's not the test of it.
Yeah. Get your
But many
reviews.
times we say we'll get the cheaper person, but cheap only goes so far.
Right,
Yeah.
but how do you find like a inspector?
Reviews, agent referrals, look online, all of those things. The way you should find your word of mouth referrals are your best referrals.
Right, now every inspector is licensed in the state. You cannot be, so ask them if they're licensed to begin with. If they're just walking in, they're doing illegally then the inspection.
Yes.
But Alka said rightfully, have agent referral, but be careful. We as agents, if we have vested interest in the inspection and we want the inspector to be the lousiest inspector, if we give you the right name, you took the referral, but you got the wrong inspector. So make sure you have the right inspector to do
Yes.
the job. We would rather see a home fail instead of
So many
having
times.
lawsuits later on. So good inspector can change everything for you. Don't be looking at few $100. Look at their experience, look at what they do for you.
Absolutely.
And is there like a timeline that a buyer should schedule the inspection or no?
Yeah. And so the contract calls for within 5 days after attorney review is over, or within 10 days after attorney review.
Yeah.
We're in
That's-
this area or an attorney's area, so.
It's
yeah.
a negotiated item, but
Yeah.
normally It also depends a lot on the closing.
Yeah.
Because if the closing is very extended, but inspections normally happen within first 2 weeks. Nobody wants to drag it more than that, yeah.
So, Sanjeev ji, I always have this question on my mind that is real estate always a good investment, or are there any alternative investment opportunities over real estate?
My God, we get this question so many times. So you're not the only one. Like, everybody wants to know, is real estate the right investment, and is this the right time?
So this is actually a topic of its own. I think we should cover that next time. But basically, real estate is a very good long-term investment, but there are other investments that I feel come before real estate. And IRA, your individual retirement account, your 401k account, that's where many times the employer is matching, and that's where you're investing tax-free. The government is not charging you taxes for investing that. So that's where I think it comes first, and then you go into real estate, and then you go into other things. Now, we'll talk a lot of benefits of real estate.
Right.
In real estate, you don't have to, let's say you buy gold. For gold, you have to, if you want to buy 1 ounce of gold and the price is $2,000 an ounce, you have to have $2,000. In real estate, if the home is $100,000, you can buy it at 10% down.
Where
and
is a home
everything
for
else.
$100,000 now?
Well, there is a home someplace in America for $100,000.
I don't think there's
So
a home
the
anywhere.
example is an example, and it's okay to have an example. So, but we'll talk about investments. I think let's not forget this topic next week.
Absolutely.
We'll talk about how to start and how to become a multi-millionaire. I promise you, you can make your child multi-millionaire if you start them right. Start them at the age of 2. Open an account for them, and we'll show you what can be done to have them retire by the age of 40 as a multi-millionaire.
Wow.
And it's
I
it's
think
not
this
that
is
difficult.
really an interesting topic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we will obviously add everything to it because it's set to be a balanced portfolio, and we will talk about that too. Yeah.
Wow.
Wonderful.
I'm
So
excited.
next time we'll talk about it next time. But stay tuned, and if you have any questions on investment, talk to us. If you have any suggestions, but we'll lay out a plan, especially for young parents, on how they can really help their child. And if you're not young, if you're 50s, it's okay. No regrets whatsoever. You are 65 is okay. But in 15 years is a lot of time to start putting that money in.
So definitely we will start this topic from next week.
Yeah, we want a bigger time slot for it. So we'll spend good amount of time with investments because it's a question that's asked many times.
Many times.
Residential, commercial, IRA, this. I mean, and there are so many investments out there. Which one is right for you? Not every investment is right for everybody.
Right.
So after we say all that, you should still look at your own self and see what is right for me. Because what we think is right may not be right for you. But there are too many venues, at least 1 or 2 are right for you. Go with those venues.
I want to know that are there any properties out there you guys want to talk about this week?
Right. So we talk about them every week.
Yes.
Sometimes you talk about them this week, and by next week, that's sold because the market is so hot. So today we had talked about another property. It's a commercial property. It's on Green Street in Islin. It's available for lease also, but last time we spoke about it for lease, but now today we listed it for sale. It's about 1,800 square feet, beautiful frontage on Green Street. You have a sign that is beautiful there. It's a 2-story building that you can see in the picture right there. The building is also approved for a doctor and 1 nurse. So 1 doctor, there's a solo practitioner. They can come in and practice here also and have 1 nurse. Again, like we said, it's close to Metro Park. We didn't say it yet, but it's close to Metro Park train station. It's close to shopping. It's close to all the central places completely.
It looks like a
Oak
It's
Tree
a great
Road,
building.
Oak Tree Road becomes Green Street.
Yes.
This property is between Route 27 and Route 1. So the access is beautiful. Plus, again, like I said, if you want signage, so much travel across there.
And what is the price?
The price is 600,000.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty good price.
Yeah, it's very good
nice.
price. Yeah.
Yeah. This is a
So-
great building, and it's
Yeah.
perfect
so if you're
for
looking,
a user.
if you're looking for an office, if you are a attorney, a CPA, or any professional, this becomes a perfect building. But if you're an individual doctor, excellent place also.
Absolutely.
So give us a call, and we'll be glad to show it to you and give you any details that you're looking for.
So Sanjeev ji, you are an author of this book that is For It to Be, It's Up to Me. And today we will be talking about it. Actually, not just today. I think for next week also we will take a chapter from here. And I see there are so many chapters in here. Let's talk about those.
So two things. Pehle to we don't call it chapter.
Why
So
don't we
each-
call it chapter?
Each is a lesson. Because
Okay.
see, lesson is something you learn. Chapter को भी है तो हमने उसको purposely lesson कहा है. And I think we will probably talk about one lesson every show, if it's okay with you.
Perfect.
Because
I will get a lesson
Right,
too.
क्योंकि एक ही वीक में हम एक लेसन करेंगे तो फिर दो ही कर पाएंगे और या फिर सबको इकट्ठा करना पड़ेगा. Right? So we'll talk about one lesson a week, time permitting.
बिल्कुल.
So I know you have my book. What lesson do you want to talk about?
We have already spoken about the gratitude, which is the first lesson in here.
Right.
We can probably take care of your health. That is the
That's
second
lesson number
lesson.
2.
Yes.
So all the wealth in the world means nothing if health is not there, right? You go to a hospital and you will see people who may be the richest people in the world and who may be the poorest people in the world, but in the hospital, they all have the same little bed. Maybe somebody has a private room or whatever, but they're all suffering the same, or two based on their disease, whatever it is. Eat right, and again, I say again and again, just because I say it, that doesn't mean I do it all the time too, but it's a great reminder for me when you talk about it. Eat right, apple a day keeps a doctor away. There was a reason why that was said. But it's not just apple a day. There are other things that you eat right. The red meat, I mean, I'm a vegetarian, but red meat is horrible for people. But people still continue to eat it. Smoking is horrible for people. People still continue to smoke. Over drinking is horrible for people. People still continue to drink. Marijuana that is becoming legal is the biggest mistake that is about to happen in the country. I was in the hospital and one of my friends, doctor friends, was telling me number one cases that are coming today are drug overdose in the hospital.
And she said 40s, 50s, all of these women, it's crazy.
Women
All these
and men, I'm assuming.
both are
and
overdosing.
you know what the sad part of it was? They were saying a lot of Indian parties are having that.
Yeah.
This is coming in chocolate. This is coming in lollipops. This is coming in so much
Gummies,
nonsense.
yeah.
Gummies. Please be careful what goes in your body.
Yes.
Including your thoughts. So health is not just what we eat. Health is what we think. See, when you eat a medicine, it could be placebo, but your mind said it's medicine and it works.
Right.
So placebo effect works for that reason. In fact, best medicines have placebo effect in their labs of 45 to 55.
Yes, absolutely.
Which means that 45% placebo will work because the mind said.
Right.
So never let in your mind go, I'm sick all the time. Your body may be hurting, but you're not sick. You just, today maybe you walked more, maybe you need to lose a little weight. What we eat is important, what we think is even more important. And health, there are people who are so healthy, but their mind keeps on telling them they have to do stupid stuff. I think of Michael Jackson all the time. He was okay, but he messed up. God knows how many surgeries he did, because the mind was messed up. And what happened to him? He lost his health, he lost his life. Eat right, sleep right, above all, think right. Because you can eat garbage, but if you think that it's going to work for you well, it will work well. If you eat good stuff, but you think, this is not going to do anything for me, it's not going to do anything for you. So thoughts are things, thoughts matter. Apple a day keeps a doctor away. Any good food keeps us away from the doctor.
Yeah.
Now, there may be other genetic things and whatnot, but right food will take care of all that.
And stress also obviously is a big thing with good health. And I think one of the stress busters that we always talk about is meditation and gratitude. And I think if you do that, whatever stress that we all have going on, and all of us have stress and different ways of stress. I mean, that's just life. How to deal with it is really super important.
Excellent reminder. Meditation, meditating on God's name. It's a beautiful meditation when you sit and do yoga, but you think of God, you talk about God, you repeat God's name. It's excellent meditation. Walking, walk 5,000 steps a day, 10,000 steps a day, whatever your body allows. But do not walk every day. If you can walk, start with first step and then take another and then take another. And after you've taken 1,000 steps, your body will say, let's do another 1,000. You will get motivated because you say, you know what, I did 1,000, my goal is 5,000, let me do another one and another round and another round. So walk as often as you can, find excuses to do instead of excuses not to do. Because what's easy to do is easy not to. And Jim Rohn used to say that, what's easy to do is easy not to. So take care of your health.
Absolutely, and I think you said it very well. A person has to always think positive and stay away from negativity.
Right, exactly. All the health in the world, all the wealth in the world will mean nothing without good health.
Absolutely.
We have never talked about it, Sanjeev ji, about your rabdi. You definitely are a master chef. So let's talk about it. What made you think that you should make rabdi?
So first, I must admit, I'm a self-proclaimed master chef.
Okay.
I gave that title to myself.
Because thoughts are things.
Because thoughts are things. So we were doing a client appreciation event at the office. We were having live jalebi, we were having live vadas and dosas and all that. And all of a sudden, for some reason, I said, let me make some rabdi with it. I've never made it in my life before that. I've made khoya a lot, but as rabdi form, I had never made it. So I made a couple of trays and those things started going at the event like anything. All of a sudden, the master chef was born. People loved it and it became a business. So if you go to just yummyrabdi.com or yummyrabdi.com, either one of the two, we have both the sites. If you go there, you will see the menu. You will see the varieties available. We cook it in a very pure environment. There is no wheat, there is no grains, which means it's very good for the vrat, and also it's milk and nuts. So that's what it is. It's low on sugar. So a lot of people love it because they can taste rabdi instead of tasting sugar in there. It's not inexpensive. It's a little bit more expensive than other things, other market products.
Yeah.
But when you taste it, you will see the difference. It also comes with 100% satisfaction guarantee.
Right.
Which means if you don't love it, not satisfaction. If you don't love it, just say, give us the money back. 0 questions will be asked. It's cooked at Prashad. It's cooked as divine food. We hope you'll eat it as Prashad. We hope you will enjoy it completely. It's available in different quantities. We never wanted to do it less than 1.5 pound initially. Then people said, can we get 1 pound? So we went to 1 pound. Then people said, can we get half a pound? So it's very hard to just cook half a pound. But we said, you know what, we'll take care of it because it's Prashad. So whatever people wanted. So it's available in different quantities. Unfortunately, it's not available all the time as ready. If you go to a sweet shop, they have it prepared.
You have to order it ahead
You
of
have to
time.
order it. We have to cook it. It's cooked fresh. It's not sitting in some place for 5 days ago. We don't freeze it and saying, okay, we'll thaw it or whatnot.
So can you just consume it like over a period of time?
Yeah,
or you
so
have to...
that's actually a very good question. So I say that rabdi should be consumed in first 5-6 days. If you want to enjoy the freshness, which means preferably in first 24 to 48 hours. That's when the taste will be the best. It doesn't go bad for 6-7 days at all, but it's a milk product. If you don't put it in the right thing, if you put it outside, it may go bad in 3 days. If you put it in the refrigerator, it may be okay for 7 days. Now, if you cannot eat it, freeze it. It's totally okay. Then you can thaw it and eat it anytime. It will still retain the taste, but fresh is fresh no matter what. Frozen
It's
is
just
frozen.
yummy
Yeah.
rabdi, and I think the name kind of justifies. And I don't
Right.
know who gave you. Maybe Alka told you. Just name it just yummy rabdi.
People-
No. This product is the creation of the man up here. Thoughts and things.
Thank you very much. so the bottom line is there are different varieties. Oh, we have kulfi too. We have Faluda kulfi too. Now, kulfi can be 6 months old and it still will taste good. But again, we still don't want that. A month old is good enough for kulfi. But you want kulfi Faluda, we can have that for you also. So
awesome.
thanks for recognizing the master chef. We can talk about this every time.
So humble.
Yeah, and if you just want to try it, again, no questions asked. Try it. We're happy to serve you in whatever way we can.
Thank you so much, Sanjeev ji and Alka. Definitely we'll be back next week. And as you said, we will talk about just yummy rabdi.
Absolutely. And we will be happy to talk about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, bye-bye.